And we are back for the second segment with Michelle Lee. Michelle, take it away.
Take it away. I think there's a lot of kind of discrepancies on when you should start applying for a home loan, and it's not where you apply and then you can go out and go shopping. That's not quite how it works, especially if you know you might have some credit issues. And so I typically like to see borrowers come to me 3 months ahead of time, and I can help them and guide them into a buying plan, especially if they know there might be some credit issues that need to be addressed. So we just need time to address those.
So, do you have to have excellent credit in order to call you and try to secure a loan?
No, actually, the lowest credit score that guaranteed rate will loan on is with FHA and VA loans at 580. So we will go that low. But sometimes there's still issues when the credit score is that low. There might be a collection that might need to be addressed or paid off or what have you. Or if it's even below 580, then I like to contact my credit expert, get some advice, and, or kind of guide them as to what they can do to improve their credit score so we can put them on a buying plan.
So one of the things she said was pay off that collection. So we don't necessarily want you to pay off that collection right then because it may lower your score. Because whenever you pay something, it makes it new again. So she'll tell you, like, we need you to pay it off, but at closing. So a lot of times somebody will hear you say pay it off, and they'll just go hog wild and go out there and start paying, and then you're like, no, now their score is 560. And they no longer qualify.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
You're going to have to explain that to me.
Okay. So anytime, say you have a collection account, and it's showing on your credit, and you go to Michelle. Michelle says, you know what, that collection account needs to go away. There's two different things you can do. You can pay it, or you can dispute it. So what you want to do is dispute it because you want it off your credit. If you pay it, it makes the debt look brand new. And any brand new debt will make your score go down more than old debt. So say the collection account was on your credit for 2 years.
Yes.
You might want to just leave it alone. You can pay those things at closing and bring the money in. If she says, hey, you need to pay that off, don't pay it right now. Wait, escrow will take care of it. So the closers at Old Republic Title will actually make that one of the things that they pay. And that way, when your score tanks, you're already closed on your house.
So you're suggesting so Michelle tells me in order to secure this loan, pay off these credit cards, but you're saying don't run out and pay them off at escrow.
At escrow.
Well, and credit cards are a little bit different
Okay.
than collection accounts.
Oh, okay.
So credit cards, you just want to make sure that you're under 30%, and you want to make sure, and I mean 30% of the limit. So your limit is $1,000.
Yes.
You want to stay under 30% of that.
So $300.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the time. That's just common rules of
Stay
credit.
under 30%. Okay.
And that'll boost your score up right then. If you go over that, your score goes down. If you go over your limit, it really goes down. And then, of course, like the collection accounts I explained, anything that they tell you that you need to pay off, they'll give you instructions. So even though, like, first-time buyers, they get a little overzealous, and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm approved, or I'm going to be approved if I do this and this and this. Well, okay, slow down a little bit and let's take a step back. When is the timing to do that? So as a loan officer, what would you suggest?
I says, I'll tell them, okay, you're probably going to need to, pay these off, but don't do anything right now because I don't want them. Number one, they're usually waiting for, we need to verify cash to close. So if they took all their cash to close and paid off all these accounts, then I can't get an approval because we don't have cash to close. So if we have cash to close, I can get the approval. Then we also, while the loan is being processed, say they needed to pay off $1,000 credit cards and collections combined, I will add that to their cash to close so that we know they have enough money to pay off the debt. They also have enough money to close the transaction. So I tell them don't do anything until they speak with me, and then we can put a game plan in place and and make sure that they follow it, because I've had borrowers think, oh, this doesn't really make that much of a difference, and it makes a huge difference on whether or not your loan gets approved and is able to close.
So my question is, do you guys do rapid rescore? Do they do that anymore?
They do. Sometimes we do. Sometimes I think it just depends on the loan officer. They have the choice of and the borrower, because
Okay.
I use it only because I would like to know if before I tell them something, and I'm not a credit repair person, but I do like to have an idea of, okay, this is where we're going to go with this. Have a good idea. But there is no guarantee that if your loan officer tells you to do 1, 2, and 3, and you did all 3, that you'll get the score that you need. There is no guarantee for that.
Okay.
So, and rapid rescore, sometimes it's easier just for them to do a couple things and just wait and get a new credit report pulled.
And so what rapid rescore is, you bring proof of your debt being paid, and they send it to their credit provider. So whoever provides the credit reports to Guaranteed Rate, and they would actually rescore the credit before the company re-reports to your credit
Oh.
report. So it can speed up the process a little bit,
Okay.
but not everybody does it anymore. Back before the market tanked, I was a loan officer.
Okay.
Everybody did it. I mean, that's one of the reasons we got in a little bit of trouble, because we cut corners everywhere we could. That was just what we did to get people into the houses they wanted.
So is this a recommended practice, or like you said, it's only for certain?
I think it just depends on the loan officer. They have a choice
Okay.
whether they want to do it or not. And,
Okay.
some loan officers are extremely, successful and busy, and we're not credit people, so they do not want to get into that area of credit repair. And it's a good practice, to be honest with you. I just do it. I don't necessarily do it to get it. I just do it for me. And then I know, okay, this borrower probably will need to do these things. But to actually run the rapid rescore, I have not done one.
So really, if you're thinking that they might have credit issues, we suggest, 6 months prior to actually going into the purchase, you need to contact your loan officer,
Absolutely.
Michelle, and she can suggest you go to somebody that does credit repair, and I am registered with the Department of Lending here in Nevada for credit repair. I'm licensed and bonded. So I would be able to help anybody that comes on board, but then I would send you back to Michelle once we start seeing all of those
The
things.
improvements.
The improvements coming back, and you would get the reports in the mail. So I dispute it, you get the reports, you bring them back to us, and then we can sit and look at your reports that you provide to us without pulling your credit. That's why it's so important for people to provide what comes to you from the credit bureaus, so that we can kind of watch
Right.
the whole process. It'll help us tremendously.
Exactly, and that's part of the buying plan, and what's interesting is people will call and says, yes, but Credit Karma said this. Well, Credit Karma doesn't run all the bureaus. They usually pick the best one, and that's it.
And there's 3.
And there's 3, so that's why. And mortgage credit report is different,
Right, the
It's just-
tri-merge.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it looks like we're running out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. We could go on and on about credit. If you have any credit issues and you need to contact Michelle, how would you get a hold of her?
My name's Michelle Leaf. Thank you for having me. I am with Guaranteed Rate, and you can reach me at 702-767-8174.
And Brian, how do people contact you?
Brian Holland, Old Republic Title, 702-985-2222.
And my name is Barbara Irwin. I'm with LVNV Homes and Land, and I'm at 702-235-9298, Real Estate Group, nv, like Nevada, at gmail.com. And if you have any questions in regards to anything, just let us know. Reach out. We can help you. Brian can help you if you're a small business and not necessarily real estate related.